This is a demonstration of the instant ERP evoke potential capability that's been put in BrainAvatar. We're doing one channel of EEG, and we're showing two stimulus representations at the same time. The top trace is EEG from the front, FZ, and then the second trace is a photic detector, which is detecting the change of illumination on the screen, which is a checkerboard. And the third channel is the internal stimulus pulse generated by the BrainAvatar software. So as you're going along, we have the checkerboard flashing with a period of 0.4 seconds. And when the checkerboard flashes in one sense, you get a long pulse here. And then when it flashes in the other sense, then you get the short pulse because the checkerboard has two senses, A and B, basically. So what we're going to do then is go and look at the evoke potential screen here, which is going to show us the live evoke potentials as we run the playback. So here in the review screen, we see that there's a playback capability to play this whole thing back. So we're going to do that. It's playing back. We'll go to tab 6 and we're going to engage the averager. And now you see as the pulses are detected, and the pulses are being detected on channel 3, we get the averages being added in real time to the signal, and the top trigger is the channel 3. You see T1 channel 3, which means the trigger for the top trace is channel 3, which is the stimulus pulse. And for the trace below it, it's channel 2, which is the light flash pulses, both directions, whether the checkerboard flashes one way or the other. So the top trace is a uniform 1 sense of the checkerboard flashing. And you see it's counting the responses. Right now we've had 43 detections of the channel 3 pulse. And we're beginning to see then the emergence of some peaks and valleys. A P50 is being detected, an N75. A P100 is here at 105 milliseconds. N145 is found at 191. An N400 is being found, and a P300 is being found. And you'll see the ranges are very wide, so that that negativity that falls within the N400 is actually preceding the positivity that's being assigned to the P300, but that's because the algorithm is designed that way. We can hide the peaks, we can hide the ranges, and then just see this is the evoke potential that's being developed. Here's 78 averages in it now. And you can see, since it's a 400 millisecond period, at the 400 millisecond mark, another response is occurring. So this is really the steady state response to a checkerboard using 400 millisecond period. And now we have 94 averages, and we can again see the clear appearance of that P100 at 100 milliseconds. And the data is also being written to the disk in Excel files for every average that's a multiple of a power of 2. So we're saving off averages for 8, 16, 32, 64, 128 responses. So it's being saved automatically. And for example, we'll let this run up around 128, and then we can go see the presence of the recorded data. Here we are seeing the Excel file that was created. It writes out the averages at 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, so on. And then the averages are written out, 128 samples. So that's for a half a second. And the 3 channels are written out. So if we look at the pulse channel, we'll see the pulses, the stim pulses. This graph on the bottom shows the average of the, this was 128 evoked potentials. And then this shows the convergence as you add them up, first 8, 16, 32, 64, et cetera, and the more averages you tie in, then the more you converge to that average for the evoked potential. This would be a checkerboard visual evoked potential. And here we're showing the control panel that pops up when you right-click on the ERP control, and you see it's going to show the channels that are required. It shows the settings that are being used for the ERP display, peaks, ranges, baseline, axes, averages, overlays, et cetera, And this also can control some of the stimulation using MIDI and Flash Player, and it'll use the app machine as well. And then the stimulation and timing can be controlled here, as well as through the event wizard. And this is the triggers that are being defined. You can use up to 8 triggers to do the evoke potentials. And here it is after 250 evoke potentials. You can see you're getting a very clear P100 there.